Hey friends, Morgan Larson here with the Bliss Real Estate team, and today we're talking about one of my least favorite topics, appraisal. But appraisals are a necessary evil, whether you are selling a home or buying a home or even refinancing, though we're not going to talk about that. An appraisal is almost always part of the transaction. What is an appraisal? In a nutshell, it's an appraiser, a professional appraiser comes out to the house and values the home based on the sales conditions along with other comparable sales. What does it do? Well, they tell us that it protects the home buyer. Really, it is protecting the lender, the mortgage lender, from loaning too much money on a particular property. And so what happens here, we have a couple things that can happen, especially in a really tight seller's market. So to be aware here, an appraiser has to have comparable sales in order to do the value of the home. Well, when there isn't much inventory and not much is selling, they don't have much to pull from. And so what we've been seeing more often than in some other market conditions is low appraisals. And what that means is, let's just say, for instance, an agreed upon price was $650,000. Buyer said they'd pay $650,000. But then the appraiser goes out, does their professional valuation of the home, and now they're valuing it at $625,000. We now have a $25,000 gap between what was agreed upon and what the appraiser is telling the lender that they can lend upon, what's safe. And so now, well, I would say traditionally, the buyer and seller would negotiate again at that point to decide what to do, whether the buyer brings more cash to the table, whether they meet in the middle, or whether they go down to the appraised value. But what we're seeing now is, instead of at that point negotiating, we're negotiating at the beginning, and buyers are saying, hey, I want this house so bad, I'm willing to pay above the appraised value if necessary. That could be covering the entire $25,000 gap in our example, or it could be covering a portion of that, but guaranteeing a certain amount over that appraised value if necessary. So that's what we're seeing nowadays. And of course, that means that the buyer may have to bring a bunch more cash to the table if this occurred. So I've got something new that I just learned about last week. I think it's awesome. And it's something new that we haven't really seen before. So we've all heard of mortgage insurance, where if you are getting a mortgage that is not 20% down, you have to pay a mortgage insurance premium every month as part of your mortgage payment. Well, this is slightly different. It's called a single option mortgage insurance premium. And so you pay it one time and it's insurance on that gap. So we have a $25,000 gap. And so instead of paying $25,000 cash as a home buyer, they pay a $2,000-ish insurance premium to cover that gap. So now their cash out of pocket is a little bit more than it would have been, but not a lot more. Now, this doesn't work for everyone in every circumstance, but it is really good to know about, both as a home buyer and as a home seller, that this is an option out there for you. So if you have more questions about this, or appraisals, or real estate in general, or where the best place is to eat in El Dorado County, give me a call or send me a message. I'd love to help. Follow along at Morgan Larson Realtor on Instagram. Follow our YouTube station. I would love to share more information with you and have you learn more about us. So take care and have a great day.